Hey everyone, welcome to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird.
I'm Mahalo.
I'm Matthew Higgins.
Fuego here!
Here for trailer reaction trio number 1. That's right. We have about 6 more trailers to do, and we're not going to do them individually, so we're going to combine 3 of them in this first one and 3 of them in the next one. And we're going to start with one that I believe is produced by Eli Roth, and it is starring Damien Maffei, who was in The Strangers as the Baghead Killer.
Which you never would have known because he had a bag on his head
This
the whole
Baghead
goddamn
Killer
time.
guy, this guy from The Strangers.
Sure.
There you go.
The bag! The bag!
All right,
That was
so
a terrifying movie.
let's jump on into it. What do y'all
Actually, I really
say?
like the sequel.
Put that on. And here we go. And there's no sound. Okay, let me.
Take 2.
And here we go.
Here we go!
Here we go.
Horror, violence, gore, and language
all just
throughout.
say
Language
words.
Oh
throughout.
yeah.
Naughty words.
Momentum!
Loud noises. I love Lamb.
This cannot be ignored.
I love nurses.
Yes, I can.
Hello, nurse. Okay.
Creepy.
Yes, we're doing it. Is this supposed to be scary?
My first thought is they asked for it.
Would you go in a haunted house off the beaten path like this? I would be very tempted to.
Off the beaten path? If there was enough of us and one of us had a gun.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair
Because
play.
I reviewed those with you,
Next.
man, and really?
Oh, Snapples.
Oh, so this is just.
This is like they're watching Snuff.
I watched this movie last year.
You and I watched it.
Want to get out of here?
It was Fest. It was part of Fest.
We just want to
Was
leave.
it?
Yeah,
This
there.
movie?
Yeah, there was the other Fest movie, not Hellfest and not Bloodfest. American Fright Fest. This is very much what American Fright Fest was.
No, so it's not that much a movie, it's just in the same vein in that regard.
Please don't hurt me.
Oh, they gonna hurt you. They gonna.
Damien plays the devil character, wherever he is. That's him.
Oh, so you've seen this?
That's the devil.
Do you want to see my face?
Nice.
It's just retitled or what?
So here's the problem. I covered Fest 2018 when Hellfest, Bloodfest, and a movie called American Fright Fest came out all at the same time. And Bloodfest was really good. Hellfest was underwhelming, yet did well in the box office.
Yeah, that was the one
American
that actually
Fright
did that.
Fest was the straight-to-VOD entry that was just about a haunted house where the people that got tricked into going became part of the
Said haunted
house.
house.
And that is exactly what this appears to be. So it's interesting that now a year later we're getting a high-budget version of that.
Oh, I see. So it's not the same movie, but
No, it's not the
just
same
like
movie.
pretty
It's
much
the same exact
concept.
premise, though. Literally the same exact premise as American Fright Fest. I'm not claiming that they copied it. I'm just saying it's the same premise. It's still a good premise. It's
Took
people
spin
go
on
to
it.
a haunted house, and it turns out the people in the haunted house are actually killing people and dragging the people that come to see it into the exhibits, so to speak. So it is a solid idea, and American Fright Fest did a boner job of it. So I think this, with executive producer Eli Roth, could be a much better version of it, but it is nonetheless the exact same story. So that is where I'm currently at in a weird place. Mahalo, what did you think of this?
I'm bored.
Okay.
Like, I just doesn't. I get the premise. Go to a horror house, you end up in the horror house. I think they could done a way better job. This just
It's
seems
a little predictable.
This is Saw again. This is exactly what it is. It's escape room. This is
A little
typical.
bit of that too, yeah.
Typical. You got to run. What was the movie with where they hire these assassins to come in while these people go through kind of a maze of and there's like this one guy at the end. I can't even.
I don't
Follow
know.
it.
Sounds
Yeah,
good though.
I'm kind of intrigued.
I would watch that movie.
It was okay, but it just seems like they underestimated their own idea. I guess I think. To me, I'll watch it, but it doesn't look like anything different than I've seen already.
Okay, fair enough.
Like I wouldn't run to the theaters to see it.
Okay.
Definitely. But like,
So,
I'm kind of thinking like, yeah, it'd be a good watch. Like if it's just at home chilling with everybody, drinking some beers. Oh, let's watch this crazy movie right here. But like, yeah, it seems very straightforward. Like, I already know, 90% of everybody in this movie is gonna die. Like, and it's like, I don't know. It's just like, I feel like I'm gonna see everything coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It looks like it will be a good movie. The production is up there. All the shots, the lighting's really good, but like, it seems very predictable.
Seems like they tailored each section based on each person who's going into this horror house.
Mm-hmm.
Based on
there's
the
a little
costume.
it's
in
very
depth.
like
They were
Because there's
watching
a,
them for a
there's
while.
a nurse
kind of
who's
thing.
right there, and it says identify the body parts. And she's obviously dressed as a nurse, so it seems like that's a little too coincidental for it to just be random.
I get
Sure.
what you're saying.
So-
They're
That's
playing
fair.
on
That's
it a little much.
too overwritten.
Or maybe these killers have been stalking these specific people.
That wouldn't make sense though. Yeah.
Maybe.
no,
I
that's fine.
don't know, but the kitchen knives, like, those are steak knives. Those aren't going to even cut my fucking steak.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I have those in my restaurant and I complain about
If
those
someone
things.
grabbed them and went like, shh,
Yeah.
then it would do something. But even if you accidentally bumped into them, they
Yeah,
wouldn't do anything
you're
to you.
fine.
Like, oh no, I
Yeah.
dropped one. Oh,
Yeah.
You're good. That looks interesting right there, but to
that
me,
one. That's the one scene that made me wince.
that
was
doesn't seem
that
scary.
one
I
So
like
you
I
put,
like
you
the
put a
mallet.
hook in your
He's
mouth.
like
It didn't
gonna
look like
he's
it
raising it
pierced.
up.
mini
Yeah.
golf somebody's dome
Mhm.
with the
Yeah.
sledgehammer.
The
I'm about
spider
that.
scares me. But then I might be Spider-Man, so who knows? But yeah, Mooch, what do you think, man?
I don't know. I just thought it's like I said, it's kind of just predictable. Like I'm ready for it, but it's like I already feel like I'm gonna know what's coming.
Yeah, I feel
Once
it
they
the same
start
way.
laying out the story a bit and be like, okay, got it.
Fueguissimo.
So it said written by what, Scott Beck and Brian Woods, I want to say, in like the post credits at the very end. So not only are the guys behind the Quiet Place writing, but they're directing as well. Unproven in that regard, I suppose. But of the Fest movies that I know you reviewed, the lot of them last year, honestly, Hellfest was the one that I thought looked the most interesting. I never got around to seeing it because
Bloodfest is way more fun.
Okay, yeah. Hellfest was the one that got like the major theatrical and stuff, and looked maybe the most interesting. I can't say I ever saw a trailer for Bloodfest or anything. This does look a little more along the lines of by the books, but I'm liking the lighting. It seemed like there was some interestingly scary scenarios going down in the last 20 to 30 seconds of the trailer, but this just I don't know. This sort of story, since I've already what is the name of the one where you and I saw the first two, where they went to tour the place and it was almost like just it's not coming to me, man. It's it was
That's not enough to go on.
yeah, it's actually very vague, unfortunately. It was where there was a found footage aspect to it, and
Grave Encounters?
No, not Grave Encounters. It was
You
the one
like
where
that?
they were actually
I like
followed
those.
by some of the performers after they went to the haunted house, and they actually did a sequel too. And
Oh,
yeah, I
know
cannot.
what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I can't think of it. It was where you thought all the
this is
characters
super low
scary.
budget.
you thought all the
So
characters
sorry.
died at the end, and then turns out they made a sequel
I don't
because
remember.
lo and behold, they didn't die.
Yeah.
Anyway, this gives a slightly more up to budge sort of vibe to that kind of thing. I mean, it's just not my brand of horror that compels me too massively, and so for that reason, I'm not blown away. But it looks competent. It looks moderately compelling. I'm not gonna just crap on it or anything, but yeah, it's just not.
He's saying I took a dump on it.
I
No,
gotta
I
say,
didn't.
that,
I
like,
actually refuse to. And,
It's just not that interesting. So
Yeah.
we'll go ahead and call it there, you guys. Why don't you let us know in the comments down below what you thought of the trailer for Haunt? I'd be interested to know y'all's opinion. I don't know. This is the green band trailer. Maybe there's a red band that's better or something, but this is what I found. So
Red band?
moving
That
on, let's
already.
do Ad Astra. This is a sci-fi movie starring Brad Pitt.
Brad Pizzle.
Oh, I love me some
the
Pizzle.
Pitmans.
All right, so let me get the sound going, and
looked
here we go.
so-
In
he
3,
looked
2, 1,
great
go.
in that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I do what I
This
do
is not
because
horror,
of
by
my
the way,
dad.
guys.
He
Yes.
gave his life for the
Sci-fi
pursuit of
thriller.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Playing his father.
Because up there is where our story's gonna be told.
Ooh.
Quiet.
Yeah, see, you're out in space. There's no sound.
Mm-hmm.
This is a top secret psychological evaluation.
It's beautiful.
Please describe your current
IMAX would be dope.
Yeah, for something like that.
I'm steady,
Oh, that's gorgeous.
calm.
Yeah, you
Oh,
do
that
with
would
it.
freak me out.
Do my jobs
Goodness,
to
yeah.
best.
3D?
I got kind of
Got a little
scared.
vertigo right
I got
there.
kind of scared right now just watching that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh man. Okay.
oh my God! You
That's
throw up.
scary. That's
puking
horror
in my
enough.
helmet. Puking in my helmet.
Yeah.
I will remain focused.
PTSD. Kate Beckinsale?
You look just like your dad there.
No.
Oh, wow. Donald Pleasance,
He was the
beardless.
first man
Jesus.
to the outer solar system. He was a pioneer. But there was much more to him than that.
Please state your mission objective.
What?
Attempting to stop
Sabotage
uncontrolled
from Russia?
antimatter reaction, which threatens our entire solar system.
We're approaching Mars.
Totally captivated.
First man on Mars?
Spacecom believes my father is responsible.
Tell me why Tommy Lee Jones has looked like that his entire life.
What did he find out there in the abyss?
Oh,
Root niggas.
Creature.
Zip?
Of course.
With Tyler?
It's the
Oh, Donald. I said Donald Pleasance. I meant Donald Sutherland. Ha! Donald Pleasance has been dead for a while.
Yeah, that's right. He was Loomis.
Yeah, that was Loomis.
awaits our
Oops.
discovery, my son.
This looks trippy, man. It's got a very interstellar vibe to
Hello
it.
down. Oh my gosh.
That looks terrifying.
Yeah, that looks pretty
I
scary. I think that could be
love-
Oh,
considered
happy
horror.
birthday!
I
You
know,
know,
it's
it-
not
it-
horror, it's sci-fi, but still, that's a lot of horrific
You know what sci-fi is
situations.
horror? Would you call
Yeah.
Alien sci-fi or horror?
I would think it's
I'd
both.
say that's more.
Then this
horror,
is
but
both,
I
too.
mean,
It's
it's
both,
a nice
yeah.
combination of both.
This is both because there's nothing more terrifying than.
I was scared
bastards,
shitless
right?
about Gravity too. Like,
Gravity,
yeah,
where
same
they're
thing.
twirling.
Hell yeah.
And that one spot where you just see him falling, where he's just spinning.
Oh, yeah,
like,
from the
holy
thing.
crap,
Oh,
that
yeah.
is terrifying.
I'm on board for this. I think this looks
Yeah.
awesome.
Very good
Absolutely.
indeed.
Yeah, Mahalo. Specific thoughts?
I'm on it. This is awesome. I like how the sunshade comes in. There's just a spot where you watch him twirling down after this ladder.
Oh, that's
That one
terrifying.
shot, that
This
has
shot
to
right
connect
here, where
to
they-
the
look
shot
at where
that
they
goes
put
over
how
the
beautiful
ladder.
that
right
is.
Yeah,
here.
The
that has to
plane
connect.
flying
That got
across
me
the shuttle.
legitimately unnerved.
And then
Yeah.
wait for it. Here he goes. Boom! Explosion. There he goes. What do you do? That is
you
terrifying.
just shit your pants.
Yeah,
That's what
You
do.
puke. You
Prepare to
poop.
burn up on atmosphere re-entry.
Yeah, and that's what I was assuming because I mean
You're
gets so
traveling so
he's-
fast.
But he's falling as opposed to floating though.
That
so
was
maybe
Liv Tyler,
he was
not
at that
Kate
weird
Beckinsale.
gravity area where he's not quite back in the atmosphere, but yet he's not in the full float of space. And
Look, space absolutely terrifies me. One of my favorite video games of all time is Mass Effect. I love just about every space horror movie that's ever come out. The fact that they're tipping onto him in Mars and Tommy Lee Jones is in it, and he was in Men in Black before. It has nothing to do with this movie, but
I'm
just the
wondering
fact
what's
that it has to
going
do with
on there.
aliens
Some
in space.
conspiracy going on. I dig that.
That's the moon,
I
obviously.
dig
That's
that.
the moon that they're
yeah,
on.
they're
That's
obviously on
like,
the moon there, and that's where I don't know what's
this
going
is
down.
awesome. I can't wait to watch it. Brad Pitt's one of my favorite actors. I love Brad Pitt. I've grown
The
up with
Pit
Brad
is
Pitt.
back.
The
Never
Pit-
left, but he's back.
He's back. He's in the pit. This
Get
looks
in the
awesome.
pit.
I can't wait. Tommy Lee Jones, you creepy looking bastard. This looks awesome.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
I automatically hope they expand upon it. I haven't seen it, but I hope they expand upon it right away. This looks
Oh yeah.
yeah.
awesome.
I'm so intrigued. I love space stuff. I love anything. There's like Mahalo was saying. There's just so much fear around space and the unknown that literally anything could happen. It could take you anywhere. And there's obviously a lot of psychological turmoil in this movie where he's missing his loved ones and having to deal with all these other difficulties on the ship and things like that. It's gonna build up to be a great movie. And it's got Brad Pitt in it. Of course it's gonna be good. He wouldn't have been on the script if it wasn't good. You know what I mean? That's the way I feel. There's just some actors you see where you're like, oh, this is obviously gonna be a great movie because this person picked up the script and is in it.
Yeah, but there's also been actors who picked up terrible script. We won't get into that
we'll
either.
get into
Hey, it's happened. Sometimes you take the pay gig.
Fuego.
Yeah, as
Jack
far as
Nicholson.
my thoughts, and so much has already been mentioned,
Pluto
I
Nash.
mean, beyond the prowess of the acting and the core that's been assembled that are going to be our lead characters here, the amazing visual standpoint that is just breathtaking, captivating. I mean, a little bit of Gravity, a little bit of Interstellar. I'm just happy that this feels very vague as far as revealing the exact essence of his mission, what he's trying to accomplish. I mean, we have some stuff on the moon, we have the stuff on Mars,
shot.
but they're really not telling you the aspect of the narrative. They're keeping that slightly secretive, which I really appreciate. There are so many trailers at this point that just divulge everything. They blow their
the whole
load.
movie.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. In one foul swoop, it's just like, oh, I know everything that's going to transpire. I am intrigued because I don't know how this is all going to play out, what the full extent of all of it's going to entail, and that's really cool to me. Props to who cut this trailer together, and we will be seeing this in IMAX, Cecil and I. There's no goddamn
You
doubt.
have to see this in IMAX.
Absolutely.
You absolutely have to.
I watched Gravity in IMAX, and it made all the difference.
This sort of space stuff, you have to see the expanse on the biggest screen possible to just understand the full extent.
The enormity of the situation. When you watch it in IMAX, that's what makes the difference. Is it gives you perspective on the enormity of the situation, the gravity of the situation, as opposed to seeing something directly on a regular movie screen. IMAX gives you scale, and that's the difference. So if you're going to see this movie, you have to see it on IMAX. I'm not saying you won't enjoy it when you're watching it in theater. The difference is you'll appreciate the situation 10 times more when you're sitting there in IMAX and the screen is almost wrapped around you.
It's kind of the thing where if somebody told me, I bootlegged it on my iPhone, I would be like, what is wrong with you?
Why?
Do you care about cinema and the detail and the effort put into this sort of creationary process to make something like this? It's monumental.
All right, guys, we're moving on. We're moving on to a final trailer for this reaction, which is the Red Band trailer for a movie called Corporate Animals, starring Demi Moore.
She's still a babe in my estimation.
So let's give it a go without knowing much. This is supposed to be a horror comedy, so let's get into it. In
brief nudity. I hope that's not so brief.
1, go.
I hope it's not like briefs.
Briefs nudity.
Briefs nudity.
Oh God, bringing back 1932.
I'm Lucy Vanderton, and I created incredible edible cutlery. Our mission: to rid the planet of disposable plastic cutlery and save the world, one bite at a time.
I'm down, baby.
This is bullshit.
All right, listen up, incredible eatables.
Edibles, incredible edibles.
Agree to disagree. Are you ready for the ultimate team building challenge?
Yeah. If we can navigate the deepest cave systems of New Mexico, then we can navigate the challenges of today's business environment. Whoa. Oh my God. Glorious. You okay?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I'm CPR trained. Yep, he's dead.
Oh God, it's bunker movie.
Team building,
Oh, from SNL.
Private escape room.
We are so fucked.
I just wanted to see if you needed some help with sleeping.
We've taken this whole thing far enough to.
Oh, that guy! Oh, yeah, dude.
Life gives you a rim job.
I don't even think that's physically possible.
Well, certainly not with that attitude.
It's been days, people. And the longest a human being has ever gone without food and water is like a week, and we ran out of both of them.
There's one food source that we haven't yet explored.
What? Seriously? We need to make this decision as a team, and there's no I in team.
Yeah, but if you swap the letters around, it spells meat.
Wow. That's clever.
Okay, let's get the fuck out of this cave. Let's go. She's been Weinsteining me.
I'm not Weinstein to anyone.
Weinsteining, that's a term now.
I say the second I say
it. I can't do this. Nut up and put that pussy into it.
What would happen if we drank our own piss?
We'd still die, but the last thing we'd taste would be our own piss.
That's a good reason not to do it.
All right, well that's something different.
All right.
I'm getting shades of evolution.
Nothing like
a little bit.
Yeah, nothing like what I thought it was going to be. Actually,
not at all for me either.
Yeah.
Like,
that first
that's
10
actually
seconds is very misleading.
It's along the lines of that show on Netflix right now, the one with Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, the one
Santa Clarita Diet. Yeah, this is a very Santa Clarita Diet-ish way to attack an idea like this.
She looks amazing.
Beautiful.
I say those spoons and forks look delicious too.
Yeah, she's got kind of the same thing going on with Tom Cruise and some of these other.
She looks exactly like Jennifer Connelly at this point. They might as well just be clones of each other.
Yeah. Connelly's like 25 years younger, which is hilarious.
Ed Helms is funny. Obviously, he gets out of the movie when they get down to the cave because I think he's the one that's dead, right?
Maybe. He's like, I'm on set.
We don't see him in the cave at all, so I'm pretty sure he's
the
one that gets killed.
It's just his butt hanging out there.
Yeah, just his. And that's what they start eating first. But I'm on board, man. This looks funny. This looks silly. It looks dumb, but it looks fun. So,
so that was the Indian driver from Deadpool, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
You know,
He's the guy.
I don't think I could ever
Dopinder.
pinpoint who managed to mix horror and comedy together to make it amazing like this. But this is amazing.
Genius
I
idea.
cannot wait to watch this fucking movie.
This is
will be
more on the
great.
comedic side of,
Oh,
of
definitely.
horror.
It's still
but,
horror because they got to eat people to survive. Like this is horrifying. If this was you with your coworkers in this tunnel, how would you do?
Psychological thriller.
How
for
would you
sure.
do? With my coworkers, we're definitely eating you, Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's happening.
so yeah, Mooch, your thoughts?
I think it's great. I love comedies. This is gonna be good. Like they got just openness for jokes all day. Like it looks like they got a pretty solid cast. I don't recognize everybody, but like the people I do know, I'm like, oh, they're gonna be a great little character.
puking
They're
right
gonna
there.
they're gonna get some goodness in there. It just looks like it's good. There's gonna be a lot. I always like a mental turmoil between characters. You know what I mean? And that's you're all stuck in a cave. What's better than that? You know what I mean? There's no escape from your turmoil.
She just
It's gonna
pat
be
her
good
in
stuff.
the bed.
Yeah, because he says you got to pussy up or something like that.
Yep. Gotta bring that.
Fuego,
pussy
your
into it.
thoughts?
Yeah, this is one that's had some buzz on the festival circuit for a while, so I can't say I'm surprised that it looks so
Some gore.
amusingly ridiculous to me. Terrific cast, just to piggyback on what Mooch said, and I like where there is comedy with horror in comparison with horror with comedy, because I mean it's just so tough to balance a lot of the time, and when you're just I don't know, dealing with these sort of subject matters and not taking them very seriously, how else can you really deal with something
of
as
this magnitude,
as
yeah.
graphic and nasty of a situation? And yeah, lots of familiar faces, and boy, this to me more like just terrific, I gotta say.
I'm glad it's not a creature flick. I'm glad it didn't go down in the cavern and it became
like
the
the
Descent.
Descent or
You know what I
something
mean?
like
I'm glad it
that.
came down and
Yeah.
it was someone died and they're just starving. Because humans themselves sometimes are the nastiest creature. Like,
Oh yeah.
Really
we do some
are
crazy
our
crap
own
to each
monsters.
other.
It looks like there's a lot of people there.
That's what's happening. They said Weinsteining and then right there instantly monster. So I'm just saying, this looks great.
So why don't you guys let us know in the comments down below what you thought of this trailer? I'd be curious to get y'all's
Corporate
opinion.
animal.
It was a funny one though, so
Yeah, I liked it.
let us know what your thoughts are. If you enjoyed the video, click that like button and subscribe if you
love
want to
the
make sure
tagline,
not to
too.
miss episodes like this going forward. But I think that's going to do it for this trailer reaction trio, you guys. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Cecil Laird.
I've been Mahalo.
I'm Matthew Higgins.
Gracias, Jaime. Fuego.
And remember,
Stay scared.